Hey, welcome to Rusty's Late Night Sudoku Stream. Late night tonight, my apologies. Worse than that, I did not get today's puzzles published the way they should have been. Just published them along with notification to stream on BlueSky. Did not publish them on Twitch or technically this is on Twitch. Did not publish them on Metaverse or on my Facebook page. But I did publish notifications that the puzzles solves are good. Try to be done now. I had a bit of a pain earlier working on a very hard level puzzle in one of the other options here on my game board, and that ended up taking literally just under an hour. All right, let's see. Okay, solvable. Feel free to grab screenshots, see if you can solve this, and I will see what I can do. I got a couple of possibilities for a 1 here. 3, 4 possibilities there. Down to 2 possibilities now. And 1 possibility here. On to 2s. Okay, that says one of these 4 is going to be 2, but this is just going to be one of these 2. Not a 1, 2. All right. I've got 4 possibilities here, 5 here, and 5 here, and 4 here. Everything's open here and here. So we'll move on to 3s. We get a solve here, the 3. These 3 will be a 3. This one won't be, so it's going to be one of these 2. And this is going to be the solve here. Over here, we've got 3 possibilities. And here we've got 3 possibilities. So let's move on to 4s. Get a 4 here. Says one of these 2 is going to be a 4. And that means one of these 2 will be a 4. I've got 5 possibilities here. Everything's open up in here. 3 possibilities here. And 5 possibilities here. Again, 3 possibilities here. So that's it for 4s for now. Let's look at 5s. We got 5 here. The 5 here means this one's going to be a 5. Got 3 possibilities of a 5 here. 5 possibilities here. 3 possibilities here. 4 possibilities here. 3 possibilities here. And I think I've mentioned 5 possibilities here. On to 6s. We got 2 nope, we don't have possibilities. We got 6s all across the top row. One of these 2 is going to be a 6 because there's a 6 here in combination with this one. These are the only ones open. Here we've got 4 possibilities open, except that this is going to be a 6 because these are blocked. These are blocked, so that's a 6. That means one of these 2 is going to be a 6. Over here, we've got 5 possibilities so far, but 2 down here. All right. 7s. Now we've got a 7 here, and a 7 here, and a 7 here, so the middle row is all taken care of. Got a 7 here, which means one of these is going to be a 7. It looks like it's going to be one of these two, because there's a 7 here. Here we've got one of these two, it's going to be a 7, which means this is not, so that's a 7. That gives me a solve. Up here, I've got 3 possibilities there, and 2 possibilities here, except that's not a possibility, so that's a 7, and then we get down to 1 possibility here. And that leaves, ooh, wait, not 1 possibility. 2 possibilities, that one and that one. That is in keeping with these 2 possibilities for 7. So let's move to 8. Got an 8 here, and it looks like I've got 3 possibilities of an 8 here. These 2 are going to be possibilities for an 8 here. Here I've got 3 possibilities. And we're not supposed to mark these, other than I've used that to reference the fact that these 2 are going to be possible 8. However, this one won't be a 2. I can't, oh, and it won't be a 9. So this is going to be 8. This has the possibility of being a 9, as does this one. This one won't be a 9, so it's going to be a 2. That's not a 2 anymore. All right, back to 8s. Let's see. I've got 2 possibilities for an 8 there. That means 2 possibilities here. I've got a possible 8 there, another possible there, and then I've got 3 possibles here, 4 possibles here. Nope, 2 possibles. Nope, got to solve here. Never mind. It's here. I've got 3 possibles. All right. So let's go on to the 9s. I did drop a couple in here, and also that means these 2 are possible 9s. Got a 9 here, and another one down here. That means one of these 2 will be a 9. That's a 6-9 combination, so that won't be a 1. That's a 1. All right, over here I've got a 6-3 combination here, says neither of these can be a 9. So I've got 3 possibilities for 9 at the moment. We'll have to come back to that. One of these 3 is going to be a 9. That means this is going to be a 9. Let's see, that affects this one. This one won't be a 9. These 2 can't be a 9, so one of these 2 will be a 9. All right, I've got all of these that could be a 9. And like I said, these 3. Go back through now and see if we can fill in any others. Got this one down here is going to become a 1. And that gives me a 1 in all the squares. How about 2s? Nothing preventing anything that's open here from being a 2. So I've still got 3 possibilities here. Got a 2 here as well, and here. So still 4 possibilities here, 3 possibilities. Ooh, 2 here. These 3 are blocked. This is the only thing open, so this is the 2 here. That changes this into 2 possibilities for a 2, and that gives us 2 possibilities for a 2 here. That means this is going to be a 2. I still have 3 possibilities here, but they're all in the same columns as these 2. So that is what forces that. And let's see. If those 2 still have 3 possibilities here as well. Got some interesting stuff going on here. We get a 1, 2, 3, 4. So one of these two is a 5. We get a 6, 7, 8, and that means one of these two is a 9. With the 2 2s here, that leaves, let's see, we've got places for 3s now. Nothing, oh, one of these 3 is going to be a 3. One of these 3 is going to be a 4 after 5s. Sorry about that. 6s. We got those 2 possibles for 6s here. So we get all of these are still open for 6s. We get a 7. 3 possibilities for 8. Get those 2 9s blocked in. All right. We have 2 8 possibilities here. 1, 2, 3. So one of these 2 is going to be a 4. And then one of these 2 here is going to be a 5. Makes this into a 4. I got an 8, 5 here. Do we have anything useful out of that stuff here? We got 2 6s here. Can't be up here. One of these 2 is going to be a 9. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. How about 4? Not really any big help yet. So 5s. Again, any one of these 4 can be a 5. So how about here? I have 1, 2, 3, 4s. One of these 4 can be a 4. One of these 4 can be a 5. And a pair of possibilities 5 for 8 and a pair for 7. So that's it for that. Can't be a 4 here, so that's going to be a 9. Makes the 4 here. That means with these 2 is going to be a 4. Does that help anywhere else? Not really. I've still got 5 possibilities for a 4 here. How about 2s? Nothing preventing this from being a 2. I think we're at the point where I'm probably going to be flood filling. Problem I've got here is any of these 3 can be a 5. So let's put 5s in each of those. Over here, any of these 4 can be a 4 or a 5. So let's fill that. Down here, I've got 1, 2, 3. So any of these 4 can be a 4 or a 5. So let's get those flooded in. We've got a 1, possibles for 2, and let's see, 2 possibles for 3. That narrows things down a little bit. 4s, we are not 5s yet. 4s, we got 5 of them though, and same, they're almost the same with 5s. I've just got the 4 corners here. This one won't be a 4 because I've got a 6-9 combination here. With the 7 and the 8, that gets me the rest of the way through. Already got this block filled. We got 1s, we got a pair of possibilities for 2. 3 possibilities for 3. 3 possibilities for 4. Different 3, but we got possibilities for 5. So we're up to 6 here. 6, we've got lots of possibilities on. We got a 7 already. And Now we can drop in the possibilities for 8. All right, up here, we've got the 2s that can go into any of these, and the 8s that also can go to any of them. Over here, we have 3 possibilities for 8. We got a 1. All of these can be a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8s with a 9 already on the board. So now we can try scoping down a little bit. Anything that we see that locks out other stuff can be useful here. Well, let's see. 7, 2, 4, 5, 2, 4, 5, 7, 4, 5. That doesn't help me much. 9, 6, 9, 6. Oops, that can't be a 5. Missed that one up there already. And this can't be a 2. So 4, 8, 4, 8 pair. That works with the 9, 6 pair. All right. 7, 2, 7, 8, 2, 8, 2. Nice little triplet. Not a rolling one. Okay. 8, 9, 5, 9, 5, 8, 5, 8, 5, 8, 5. I think we're going to have to punt. I usually like to go with a small pair if I can. It looks like the smallest pair I've got is either a 2, 7 or a 4, 5. I'm going to go with the 2, 7. Start with the 2. 7 goes there. That makes this one an 8. Get a 9, 2 pair there, 8, 4 pair there. 4, 5, 4, 5, so this becomes a 7. That also means this becomes a 3 and a 2 here. And we get 4, 5, 8, 4, 5, 4, 8. 9, 6, 9, 6, 4, 8, 4, 8. 9, 5. Oh, we get a standalone 6. We can solve a few things there. 8, 5, 9, 5, 8, 9, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 9, 8, 5, 9 there. 6, 9, and 4 here. And let's see, we get anything else useful? 2 possibilities for 2 here and a hole here. So we get to back out to that 2, drop in there, and let's try a 7 here instead. Does that help any? Not directly. I'm still going to have to make a decision on where the 2 goes. Let's put the 2 here. Turns that into an 8, this into a 4. This becomes a 2. This becomes an 8. 4, 5, 4, 5, so a 7 here. Not leading to anything yet. One of these is going to be a 6, and these is going to be a 9. 9, 5, 9, 5. 8, 5, 8, 5. 3, 6, 3. 8, 5. 9, 5, 8, 5. Okay. At this point, I think we're going to go with the 4, 5 pairs. And let's drop a 5 here, 4 here, 5 here. Gives me a 4, 3 pair here, 2 here, a 9 here, 5, 8 here, and a hole here. So The 2 is in the wrong place, at least as far as we know at this point. That makes this into a 2, means I get an 8 here, 9 2 pair here, 4 8 pair here. Can we open up anything down here? Not seeing anything that got significantly opened. So we get to move on to the next pair. We've got a 9 2 pair up here, which, since it's got the 2s in it, we'll go with it. So it's a 2 9 here. And let's see, 9 5s are down here. This one becomes our 9. Let's see, 4 5, 4 5, so 8 7 here. And that gives me a 4 and an 8 up here. And let's see, 4 5 4 5 here becomes a 2. 4 5 3 4 5 3 4 5 8 5 8 5 4 5 4 5 6 6. 6 here. That changes this into a 6 here. And 4 3 4 3. That becomes a 2. This becomes a 5. 4 here. 8 here. Makes this into a 5 and a 3 here. 6 here. 9. And a hole here. So let's try swapping the 9 and the 2 up there. And see if that gives me a better solution. Hey, that can't be a 5. So that's a 4. 5, 6. This can't be a 5 either, so that's a 6. 5 and 9. 8, 4. 5 and 7. I do need to go back a bit if this doesn't resolve things, because those 2 5s that I had marked that were not eligible to be 5s may have been messing up some other previous estimations. Let's do that. I had put in 5s someplace after I'd already prevented it from being a 5. So I'm going to back out all of that, because I've got this 5 here. These 2 can't be 5. Doesn't change nearly as much as I'd like, but it does mean I've got some choices that I didn't, or a fewer choices than I thought I had. All right. Let's see if I can do anything with that, though. Nothing really at the moment, because neither of these are paired up with things. Let's do something here, though. 5 and 9. That means 5 is going to be one of these 2, because it can't be here. So that can't be a 5. That's going to be an 8. This is going to be a 5, and that's a hole. So let's try swapping that. Not a 5 there. Let's make that a 9 and a 5 here. Comes a 4, 3, 6, 8, 2 here, 9 and 8 here. No help there, other than the fact that we've narrowed things down a bit. This is now going to be our 9. 4, 6, 4, 6, 6, 2 because of 2. 3 here, 9 here, 6 here, 9 here, 5 and 8, 6, 4 and 3. So I've got a 5 2 pair here, 8 and 5 here, Let's see. 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. So we get to fix it up elsewhere here. Ah, here we go. 4 and 2. 8 and 7. 5, 2, 5, 4, 7, 8. 5 and 6. Oh, 4 here. 23 minutes for this first puzzle. 23 minutes, 41 seconds. Let me get that noted. And there's a new one. I roll down to the puzzle for it. And let's start getting this one loaded up. 8, 6 here. 6, 8, 1, 9 here. 4, 9, 3, and 8 here with the 1 in the same square. Empty square here. 9, 6, 7, 4, 1. 5, 3, 7, 9. 4, 9. 5, 7, 8, 4, 2, 8, 1, 3. That should be a puzzle to solve. Let's see what we get. Looks like it's solvable. Give you a chance to take a look at it, maybe post soon or start a solution. All right, and here I go. This is going to be a 1 here. I'm looking at these two now. Get to be a 1. There are possibilities for a 1. 1, 2, what's 3? So get 3 possibilities for 3, 4, 5. 3 possibilities for 6, 7, 8, and 3 possibilities for a 9. That means this one's going to be a 3. And these 3 have a pair of 1s and the 6, 9 combo. All right. Over here, we get a couple of possibilities for a 1. And a 1 here. Well, this one's going to be a 1. And this is going to be a 1. And that takes care of 1s for now. So we can disambiguate these 4 possibilities here. What 2s? I get that 2 there. And that looks like it's the only 2 on the board. So all 6 of these, 5 of these, they're potentially 2s. I've got 4 possibilities here, 6 possibilities here, and nothing guiding on the remaining 4 squares, other than the fact that they have to go into opens. All right, let's look at 3s. Got 3 here. This is going to be a 3. That means one of these 2 is going to be a 3. Down here, get a 3 here. That and this block all 3 of those possibilities, means that's going to be a 3. It means I got 2 possibilities for a 3 here as well. And on to 4s. You get a 4 here. That means one of these two is going to be a 4. Nope, not one of those two, one of these two. I was thinking one of these two is going to be a 4 because I missed that's a 4. All right. We've got 3 possibilities here, 4 possibilities here, and 3 possibilities here. Nope, 2 possibilities here. One of those two. This blocks the middle column, this blocks the left or right column. So, and that means I've got 2 possibilities here. As I said earlier, 4 possibilities here and 4 here. All right, on to 5s. We got a 5 here. Actually, let's solve this one right here. One looks like this is going to be a 2. Nope, not a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's going to be useful at some point. This is going to be a 7. This will be a 7. This will be a 7. One of these two will be a 7. And one of these two will be a 7. All right, back to 5. And we've got a 5 here. Can't put a 5 in here, so this is going to be a 5. That tells me one of these two is going to be a 5. We have 3 possibilities here. One of these two is going to be a 5. That combination means that one of these two is going to be a 5, because otherwise they're all filled up. And a blocker here. That means I've got 3 possibilities for a 5 here and 4 possibilities here. All right, now 6s. We got a 6 here, so one of these two is going to be a 6. But nope, not this one. So this is a 6. One of these 3 will be a 6. I can't disambiguate beyond that yet. Up here, I've got a 6 here. That means one of these 3 is going to be a 6. I'm restricted by what's over here at this point. And one of these 2 is going to be a 6. Like I said, we've got 3 possibilities here, along with the 5s. And then over here, I've got 3 possibilities there and here. All right, 7s. Got a 7. Looks like we've been through the 7s already. Limiting issue here is these 4. Okay. 8s. We got an 8 here, 8 here. One of these 2 will be an 8. We got 3 possibilities down here. One of these 3 is going to be an 8. And we're narrowing it down here. That's going to be an 8. One of these 2 now become the possibility of an 8. One of these 2 can become an 8. Up here, I've still got 2 possibilities. And that looks like it for 8s. Get a 9 here. 9 here. One of these 2 is going to be a 9. As I said earlier, I've got 3 possibilities for a 9 here. 9 here and here and here. One of these 3 is going to be a 9. And one of these 3 is going to be a 9. All right, let's come back up here. I've got a 1. One of these 2 will be a 2. 3. One of these 2 will be a 4. All right, we've got a possibility of a 4 here. Can't be here, so that's a 4. And what we've got left is a 2 going in here. All right, how about over here? Since we've got the 2 there, what we're missing here is one of these two going to be a 2. And that means this is going to be a 2, this will be a 5. Means this is now a 2 and a 4 here. One of these 2 is going to be a 4, it's going to be this one. Looks like this is going to be a 3 now. Up here we've got 1s, this is going to be a 2. And so we've got 5s and 9s going in here. We get a 9 down here. These are not going to be 5s. These are 6s and 9s. All right. So one of these can't be one of these. It's going to be one of these 2 is a 5. We get a 5 here, 2 and 8 here to fill that out. That makes this into an 8, and this becomes a 2. All right. This is now going to be a 3. We get a 5 and a 6 here. So this will be a 6. 9 here, 5 here. One of these 2 is going to be a 5. Oh, no, not a 5. 9. And now we get to spinning around over here. So in this column, we've got 1s and 2s already. 3. So one of these is going to be a 4. We've got a 5 down here as well. So one of these 2 is going to be a 6. In this column, we've got, well, what do we got left? One of these is going to be a 2. We got 3 already. Places for 4. Well, one of these is going to be a 5. And the only places for 5s are here. And we got a 6, 7, and 8 already. So one of these is going to be a 9. So I've got 3 possibilities. So we'll leave it unmarked. Over here, let's see. I got a 1. So one of these 3 is going to be a 2. 3, 4. 2 possibilities for 5. So one of these 3 is going to be a 6. That's going to be one of these 2. All right. And here we've got 7s and 8. And this is going to be a hard 8, I think. Yep, that's an 8. So what I've got left here, 1, 2, looks like one of these 2 is going to be a 3. And this can't be it. So that's a 7. This is a 3. This becomes a 7, 6, and 4 here. And this becomes a 4 and a 1 here, which means this is going to be a 6, doesn't it? Nope, not a 6. This one's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. Why am I not surprised? And we get to 9 and a 1 here, which means that this is going to be a 9, 2 and 5, 5, 2 and 6, and that's a solve in 11 minutes and 34 seconds. I will get a solution posted to Blue Sky for both puzzles, and I want to say thanks to everybody who jumped in, said hi, had a good time, berated me for my stupidity at times. Perfectly okay.